Hello world, it's Bramble Hog. It's Friday, April 4th, and it's about sunset, about 6:45 right now. I want to show you what I've been doing. So today, a whole lot of planting. It's been raining on and off. I just did some mulching right here, so I'll walk on this. But I planted these 4 yesterday, and I had enough time in between the heavy rains to do these four, and that one over there. So all I got left is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left. So that shouldn't be a problem as long as it's not raining too hard. Excuse me. And I also grabbed some mulch. I made a pile of mulch over there from the pine trees down there. There's a whole lot of mulch, a lot of piney mulch like this, nice and brown. And you can see how much water is collecting over here from the rain. And with the mulch, I'm able to walk over it, and I'm not going squish, squish, and making all these holes in the soil. The soil's keeping its integrity. And once all of these are filled with mulch at pretty much almost the same level as the dirt, I think I need to do some research, but that's what I'm feeling like doing. Then these hills won't sink in. I'll have all that set up, and then I can mulch the rest of this. And then right now I'm waiting for this to dry. But even before it dries, because I can't run a tractor on a lot of this land because it's just so wet. If I start walking in here, you'll see what I'm talking about. See, boom, now I start sinking in. Imagine you got like a heavy ass tractor driving through here. Right there is where my pops got stuck. You know, so with the tractor, I don't want to get stuck as well. So I'm gonna make sure this is dried out. But even before it dries out, I want to put a bunch of fig trees over here where it gets wet. And the reason I want to do that, first off, is because I want hogs. I want to have some pigs. So if I have pigs and I got all these figs, first of all, I can eat the figs, but the pigs can eat the figs as well. I've heard of like some really special pork meat. The pigs were being fed figs, and they came out real nice. So I could do the same thing, right? Why not? Hopefully I can also, I'm pretty sure I can feed that to chickens, but I want quail. So we'll see if I can feed it to quail too, you know? But I can always eat them. I just need some plants to suck up all that water, because as you can see, this is kind of like a valley, and this is the bottom of the valley. So all the water is flowing down here, and yeah, I gotta get some trees to pull that water out. Now, if you notice, there's some holes in the ground over here. That's because another thing I was doing a little bit today was digging around and pulling out brambles. You know, I didn't call myself Bramble Hog for nothing. Because the brambles, look, I love what the brambles do root-wise to the soil, you know? Brambles in combination with grass does beautiful things to the soil. It adds some really nice structure to the soil. But they pop up everywhere, you know? You have brambles, and let's say you go over it with a tractor, and you got a bunch of brambles. You've just doubled the amount of brambles you have. That's so recording. So it's like poison ivy. You do the same thing with poison ivy, you'll have double the amount of poison ivy because it'll just pop up everywhere, you know? So it's one of those plants that's hard to get rid of. Really hard, you know? Like, you think of bamboo as an invasive plant, maybe. You might think of bamboo as an invasive, something that grows extremely fast. But there's two types of bamboo. There is bunching bamboo, and then there's the other type that really spreads. Bunching bamboo is most of the stuff that's around here in Portugal, and they use it kind of like a fence. They used to put it down, and it would create a line, and it would pretty much stay in that line. It'd stay in that area, and you could make especially a visual fence border of where one person's land ends and another begins to separate fields. Now, I'm not sure how well that kept animals from crossing, but it stayed in the same place. It didn't just go everywhere like the really invasive one, because the really invasive type of bamboo grows the same way that brambles grow. The brambles here, they might produce blackberries, but damn, you gotta have like a thick ass branch, and it's gotta be alive for like a few years, you know, and you gotta have a big bush of it, and you gotta constantly be carefully pruning back the offshoots, because what they do is they offshoot underground. So they'll grow a root underground, and then I'll take new shoots out of the ground as the root grows. And I have another video showing just how massive the roots can be. Meters long, they get up to about penis thick, and it's just insane, you know? The diameter and the length and the ferocity at which they grow is just crazy, you know? So I gotta get rid of it as much as I can. And that's what I've tried to do. Like where this land is right here that's been freshly tilled this way and with new beds, that is an area in which I went in there with a hoe, and I dug those roots up. About half a meter deep in the ground, I was digging those roots up like nobody's business. And I spent multiple days doing that. And I mean, didn't really benefit me that much. I could have just killed the sprouts that were coming out, and then after I tilled it, I could have pulled them out by hand, and that probably would have been better, you know? Because currently, I'm good, and I know that there's sprouts somewhere in that region, you know, that whole green region down there, but they're not really a big issue. I don't have to worry about it that much. But when I do see bigger sprouts coming up, what I got to be worried about is the bigger ones, especially. Pull out the little ones, they're easy to pull out. The bigger ones are a pain to pull out, because you got to get the hoe out and you got to really pull it out. And that's what the issue is. Because you got to always get the hoe out to pull out a hefty bramble, you know? And they're sucking water and nutrients from the other plants that I really need to produce and have that water and nutrients, not the bramble, right? So that's why I need to keep them off my property. I need to eradicate them, any sprouts that come up. And especially the big ones, instead of digging down and going at the roots like a maniac, I can just keep cutting them. Because as long as you continue to cut the new growth, then no energy is going to get sent down to the root, and eventually it'll die. That's what happens. So if you continue to cut the new growth, it will die. So that's what I'm going for. Rather than pulling out the whole root altogether, that's what I'm going to do, you know, because I'm keeping a close eye on everything. If I see brambles forming that are big anywhere on the property, then I'm going to go over there and cut them, okay? And I might pull out the root if I know it's big and I know it's not going to be that much of a hassle. But if it's covered in clay soil and it's dry out and it's a big-ass root, I'm just going to cut the top growth and keep cutting it until it dies, because that's way simpler. Now, the last thing I've done today is cut some boards. I didn't mill these, obviously. I cut them out of pallets. So I am reusing this wood to make shelving. I need to make 2 tall rectangular shelves and then a sideways one. So yeah. By the way, if you need a mouse trap, this is what you want to do. All right. So you build a stairway up to a bin. This thing is bigger than it looks. And then you put a rod, drill 2 holes, put a rod here that can spin, and then put a can on it that can spin. You could probably use a plastic one, probably doesn't matter that much. And then put the bait on this. I used honey with almond. I put a couple almonds on it actually, and I kind of balanced them on top. The rod spins and the bottle spins. I don't think that's necessary. You can just have one of the components spinning. But yeah, if you can look down there, I got 2 Stuart Littles in there. And if you come over here to my actual mouse trap that I paid money for, I got 2 that I set and put the same bait in, totally untouched. Nothing went in there. So if I was you, I would do that. I also did a silly little modification to my hatchet here. I took out the manual saw and I did a bunch of little cross cuts in it to make it so I could actually grip this handle. Because before, my hand was just completely slipping and my hand was getting pain from the amount of tension I had to hold on it. So, yeah. My sister said, "Hey, that actually looks like you bought it like that." And I'm like, yeah, nice. So this is a lot better. So it's been raining for a few days, and I got some seedling trays, and check it out. I got a lot of stuff coming up. Now, first of all, what catches your eye is these beans. Holy mackerel. Look at these things. They're really coming up. Just a whole lot of stuff coming up. I'd say half of them so far. Looks like something might have bit off the top of this one. But yeah, a lot of these are coming up. I mean, look at that. Beautiful. I wouldn't recommend starting beans in trays like this, but it's just a lot better than putting it in my shitty ass soil. So yeah, these ones are the ones that are most far along in this corner. Just looking really nice. Oh, I see a root on this. What are these? Shit. Cayenne. Oh, the cayenne peppers are actually coming up. Cool. Let's see how this is working. Honestly, I don't know how well this cover is, if this is helping or not. So I might just remove it. Ooh. Oh! Hey, these are coming up too. What is this? Carrots! Oh my god, I've been having such a hard time getting the carrots to come up. I'll keep that on since the carrots are actually coming up. So yeah, I think I'll keep that off of the cayennes and keep it on the carrots. But yeah, what do we got here? Because these are coming up. Did I not put anything on this? Am I stupid? Oh, no. It's coming off. What does this say? Carrot. It's a different type of carrot. But these are coming up. These are actually coming up better than the other ones. All right, that tells me that I should take this thing off. If the other ones are coming up better than these, then it's probably time to take this off and just let it kind of flow. But this is the cilantro. Now this I actually planted after I planted this stuff. So this stuff is coming up really fast, in my opinion. And it's coming up really nice too. I mean, that's beautiful. That's really cool. Pretty much just sprouts everywhere. So really good germination rate and quick on these. Now, I don't see any action over here. What are these? Oregano. Wait, what the fuck is this? Oh, this is mustard. I thought this was cilantro. Okay. So this is mustard, apparently. The mustard looks really nice. And the oregano isn't doing anything yet. But that's okay. And I've been waiting for these. I got two things in here. This is where it stops. I made a really nice line over here. But there's two different things in here. And I totally forget what one of them is. But one of them is... corn. Okay, this side is corn. This side is